Hey, what's going on, my friends? It's Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. And my friends, I wouldn't rather be coming to you from anywhere else but inside of a new Cadillac Escalade this morning. My friends, I just picked this up yesterday. And I was just in the process of getting Wi-Fi and OnStar hooked up right here inside of the car. And I realized it's time to do Wake Up Legendary. So, Ryan, come on in. Join me today, my friend. Step into my mobile office here, at least one of them. I've got, a couple of other vehicles sitting over there. And then, my favorite one. My favorite one of all is the red golf cart. You've seen that one.
Yep. I've seen that one. I've seen the green one. I've seen the other green one you got.
Actually, yeah, if we're going to take it that far, my favorite vehicle may be the big green tractor. But I don't know if we've shown some of that in our content yet. If you guys aren't following the Dave and Ryan show content that we're putting out here, essentially out on the Legendary Marketer Instagram pages, and I believe that's being posted on the Facebook pages as well. Go and make sure that you subscribe to that. Maybe you can create a banner so people can have our socials to make sure that they're following what we're putting out. Always, double check the accounts that you're following if they have a blue check mark on them. Okay, all of our accounts have blue check marks on Instagram. My personal profile has a blue check mark on Facebook. Forgive me for any of the slurring or anything that's happening. Invisalign is new to my mouth here, so I'm figuring out how to work that once again. See, my friends, 15 years doing this, and I've got a new challenge to overcome. In one of the years that we have the biggest plans of putting out content, I've now got a speech impediment because of these Invisalign that I have in. But we're going to do it anyways, right? Because I couldn't certainly have the excuse that, well, I can't talk good enough. Well, hey, it's your mouth. Figure out how to work it, right? Try harder, work harder, do better, right? Anyways, that's not the topic of today. We were going to talk about paid ads, and are paid ads in? Are they actually worth it in 2025? And we want to give you guys some straight talk around paid ads. I know you guys hear a lot of talk about paid ads, and we want to make sure that we give you our 2 cents so you know what our opinion is, when we think they're useful, when we think they're not so useful, and how you can maybe use them as a beginner in a way that's a little bit more safe, that doesn't put your entire life savings on the line, right? And more so allows you to target people who are kind of already may have seen your content. It's actually called a strategy called retargeting. So we'll talk a little bit about that here throughout the next few minutes. But Ryan, why do you believe this is a topic that's important for us to talk about with folks?
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of questions about it lately. I mean, it's actually on Decade in a Day on Friday. And for anybody who doesn't know, that's a workshop we do in our Blueprints program. I had a lot of questions about Decade in a Day, about paid ads on Decade in a Day coming through. And that's not usually a typical thing. But then even the week leading up to that, I started getting some questions about paid ads. So I'm still I don't know what's going around, what's being shared out there in the world that's drawing all this interest towards paid advertising suddenly. But so I figured we kind of come in and talk about it. And it's one of those things that there's a lot of myths. There's sort of a lot of things that get said about it that make it look like something that it's not. And we could definitely get into that in more detail today. And so that's why I thought this would be, this was something we should kind of hit head on while it's hot, something, because it can be good in a lot of instances, like you mentioned, but it can also be really, really bad if you go into it and you don't know what you're doing and you do it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, so we're going to cover a couple of points here real quick, and then we actually have a handout for you all, for you guys to take with you to recap these specific points. But we want to be blunt and honest with you about the expectations that you should have with paid advertising at the beginning, and those expectations should be realistic. Ryan, talk about what what mindset and what expectation somebody should have when they're approaching a paid advertising campaign, especially if they're new, and what are some of the numbers that we know can be true or are realistic based on our test.
Yeah. So first off, I'll just say that this idea that I had in the very beginning, right? My first ad campaigns, my first couple of ad campaigns lost money. But this idea that a lot of people have that you're going to just go in and you're going to spend a few dollars a day and you're going to be profitable and then you're going to just spend more to make more. It's not true. The other piece too, that's sort of an expectation that people have that's also a myth is that, oh, I can get these couple of photos or a couple of videos or a couple of ads, put them up there, and once I get the ones that work, then I don't have to make content anymore, which also isn't true, because there's a thing called ad fatigue. Eventually people just get tired of seeing the ad, and anybody who is going to interact with it already has. And it's just, you're going to have to, right, not when you're new, not every creative you're going to use is going to be good, right? You're going to have a lot of them that are just, they don't work. So now you're going to be continuously cycling through those creatives that don't work. So now you're back into creating content every day anyway. So the expectation, I think, that you should have, especially if you're a brand new marketer. Now, there's certainly a good place, for ads for certain people in certain situations at certain times. But the expectation you should have is that, I'm going to have to spend probably north of $1,000 at a minimum. And I'm going to have to spend a lot of hours in a very short window of time really dialing in my message and what I'm talking about. But then not only the creative, but also everything that happens afterward. So the funnel that you send them to, the emails, all these different things, because now instead of testing it with time, you're testing it with money. So the less involved and the less aggressive you are with testing these things and getting them really dialed in, and the less you know how to interpret the metrics that you're pulling in, right, the different things like the CPM and the CPL and all this different stuff, the more money you're going to ultimately lose if it's not converting profitably.
So let me translate that for all of you construction workers like me, who don't know some of these abbreviations and don't know some of these acronyms. The bottom line is that we teach you to create content for free, so you can dial in your niche, dial in your message, test different angles, test different ideas on a free account. It's almost like a burner phone. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, it's almost like going out there and testing something anonymously. I mean, that's almost the extreme that I relate it to, because the ability to be able to dial in your message before actually spending a single dollar on advertising has never really been possible before until now. And so we teach you to take advantage of all of these free platforms, the ones that you're on every day anyways, like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, LinkedIn, X, formerly Twitter, to create, to post free content on, dial in the message, and then do one of two things. Either take all of the people that are landing on your opt-in page that actually click your link, retarget all those people. So you can actually set up an advertising campaign. Instead of just targeting cold people and spending your advertising dollars, to try to dial in your message, which is what we've done in years past. That's why the short form video reels thing is such a huge breakthrough, is because in the past we did have to run advertising and spend dollars to really flush out a marketing message. Like, it was not an easy thing to do, and it wasn't a cheap thing to do. The second thing that you could do with your advertising dollars is simply, once you've dialed in your message and you feel confident and you know exactly the things to say to get people to stop their scroll, which is all about, good hooks and the topics that are relevant to your target customer, period. Then you take those videos and you run them. But that's going to take some testing. And instead of blowing through your money, what we're trying to get you to do is take whatever steps you need to take to be able to develop the confidence to be able to post this type of content and start getting it out there, thinking of yourself as a media company, really looking at the different channels on your own networks, which is your Facebook page, your Instagram page, your YouTube page, right? These are the different networks. It's National Geographic, it's Discovery Network, it's HGTV and ESPN. Pretend you own those networks. And in order for you to get advertising revenue in those businesses, you would need to post content, shows, all 24 hours a day on those channels. The same thing should be happening on all your channels. And you've seen that. You see that from all the top marketers, all the top affiliates. You've seen that with us here at Legendary. I've done over 1,000 interviews over the course of 4 or 5 years. We didn't do 100 million in sales from sitting around doing no marketing. I mean, we've marketed, we've had affiliates marketing for us. We've ran paid ads. We've posted free content. We've done shows. But it's really a simple process if you can just start with thinking about, hey, look, here's what I need. I need to just get in the process of posting content. And then when I'm ready, I can take and either retarget or I can run ads using the content and the videos that I know are going to push the buttons of my target customer. What would you add to that, Ryan?
Yeah, it's the way you worded it inside the training, which has stuck with me ever since the very first time I heard you say it, which is just adding some fuel to the fire. Taking that stuff that you've been doing organically that all of a sudden something does start to work really, really well. It's got a great hook on it or a great message that gets tons of engagement. And now you can take just that sort of proven piece of content that's hot right now, and you can just make it a little hotter by throwing some targeted spend behind it, which is incredible. And I think to point in your example where we were talking about television, right? Like, you're watching TV and you got to have that channel and it's got to be cycling through stuff nonstop. There's always got to be something playing. There's always got to be a show on, right? Then you have your commercial, your advertisers in between, right? It almost highlights, right, that if you put out good content that people want to willingly come back to and sit through and just watch, because their show is on at this time every day, or they record it and they want to come back to it, they'll be willing to look at the call to actions in between, right? So you could almost do your content the same way, where you're just providing a lot of value, just like you would with like an Instagram reel, and then you do a call to action in the stories. You have your value, your content, you're teaching and you're sharing information and you're solving problems and you're letting them get to know you as a human. You're not asking for anything, right? You're just, hey, for anybody who needs this, here it is. You can stick around and watch it. And then in those ads, that's where you can retarget all of those warm people, which will cost you less, right? You spend less retargeting, generally speaking. And then you have a warmer audience who already knows who you are. They already like you. They've already maybe even clicked on a link. You could even set it up so specific that I want to target everybody who clicked my link but didn't get on my list, right? So now you got a really small group of highly interested people. And you could just hit them with a call to action, make them an offer that's going to push them over the edge and make them say, oh yeah, I want this, right? This is something I need. And now you have them on your list. And now you're not advertising to them anymore because they got on the list.
You have to make them an offer they can't refuse.
That's right. I mean, that's what I try to do in everything. And that's, that's what you do in all your advertising too. You're basically the godfather of marketing, right? You're making them offers they can't refuse all the time.
I try. I mean, I think that's the secret. I just shared a marketing funnel with you this morning in Slack, and I mean, it is about like making your free stuff more valuable than what other people pay for. What other people charge for. And I've said this for years. This is not a new thing. I'm just saying this morning. I've been saying this for you. Make your stuff, your free stuff that you give away, whether that be on your Facebook and Instagram page, whether that be your lead magnet, whether that be your free masterclass, or which is your sales video, whatever it is. Make your strategy sessions, make your calls that you have with people. Don't make it a sales call in disguise. Actually make it a helpful thing. So you're proving that you can help them by showing them, demonstrating up front that you can help them. That's how you sell nowadays, folks. It's not you're going to learn a magical closing line that's going to allow you to magically manipulate people. And this stuff doesn't exist. If anybody just throws money at somebody, they were already pre-sold. And usually nowadays, the way that they get pre-sold is by watching your videos on your social media page. Period.
Yeah.
The way that people get pre-sold with celebrities and musicians is that they listen and watch them over and over again. They're pre-sold. By the time they see that human being in person, they lose it. Same thing with marketing. They watch your videos over and over again on social media, and it's like by the time they have an opportunity, because you've helped them so much along the way as their digital mentor, by the time you offer them something, as long as it's an irresistible offer, meaning that you stacked enough value for the price, sort of like a value meal. Think about McDonald's. They just took the word and stole it, and we're like, I'm going to steal this word and just make it ours. A value menu. Remember that when that, I'm 41, so I think I was around when that actually came out, and it was like the value menu. And I remember literally like, wow, that, thinking, God, that's a lot of value, and I was just a young kid for $1, right? But why? Because they told me it was the value menu. Wow. They're charging $1 for a cheeseburger or $1 for a fry, wow. Value menu. And it made so much sense, just $1, right? So it's like they over deliver. They tell you that there's a lot of perceived value there with fast food, because it's probably actually still garbage that only cost 10 cents to make. But again, they told you it was the value menu, and so we believed it and we perceived it to be valuable, and so we bought more stuff because we felt, oh wow, I'm getting that for $1. Now I'll buy more stuff. It's just the way that we think. We're getting a bargain here, so that frees up more money to spend, right? We don't think about, we're going to say. So remember, your customers, once you open that gate for them to make a purchase with you, it opens up that relationship and that opportunity, and then they'll feel more comfortable doing that in the future as well.
Yeah, and as far as how I think that connects to paid ads, at least what was coming up for me was that, when you make it so obvious that there's value to be received, that there's benefits to be received, that there's I'm going to be much better off. I'm confident that this person or this service or this product is going to give me what I'm looking for, right? They're almost just kind of looking for the offer, right? So like when you brought up the whole celebrity, music artist example, right? A lot of times they're not even making, those people are never making you an offer, right? You think of them, and then you go and you search on your own for when there's going to be a show nearby. and then you get tickets for it. So you're not even being sold to. You're not even being, you might see an ad, maybe they post something on their social media, and then because you like them, you know that anytime that song comes on, you're going to listen to it. You automatically, if you're a concert goer or you're a concert person, you're going to go and you're going to get the ticket, right? And you're going to go, as long as it's not, as long as there's not anything else that's more valuable that you could be doing during that time. But if you can, make it so that way, like Dave was saying, so that way there's no question, there's no selling or convincing or anything that needs to be done, right? You can use ads just to do a call to action. And now what happens though is, because what if you didn't have the organic stuff to go along with that? Now they might see this ad, but there's nothing to build the confidence that you're actually able to deliver on what you're promising in the ad. So they go to your page, they go to your profile, they see nothing there, right? I've been down that path, right? You create a new faceless Facebook page, and then you start running an ad campaign to try and convert some ClickBank product. And, it doesn't really work because this is a brand new page with nothing on it and nobody knows who you are. And then, so you run some ads, you get some clicks, you maybe a few opt-ins, but for the most part, it doesn't really convert. And I've never personally had that convert. I've tried it on a handful of occasions, but I've never been able to make that work. But for any of the campaigns that I was actually able to kind of put my face on and use my brand, and I ran it from a page that had content on it, and people could go back, especially even if they were new prospects that were coming from the ad, they could go back and kind of see like, oh, this is a guy that actually is, legit. He's not like an AI dude or anything. He's like an actual dude that's here and making stuff and talking about this all the time. Those ads have always done a lot better. So that can even influence, right, what you're doing organically. The value you're delivering and providing is going to influence how well, your spending dollars work, how well spent your money is, as opposed to, just kind of throwing dollars out there and it's, it just evaporates, it vaporizes, and it's just a deposit to the ad platform. Now it's a deposit to your audience. And it could be a deposit to your email list or a deposit to your customer list, which ultimately becomes a deposit to your bank account, right? Because you have the other pieces in place, it could work that way.
Yeah, for sure. And this is why the ad platforms are the billion-dollar gorillas that they are, because they certainly suck a lot of people's advertising dollars up, and there's a lot of people who don't get results, but people don't keep coming back to the platforms because they don't get results. They do get results. Google ads do work. It's why they're one of the largest companies in the world. Facebook ads do work. It's why they're one of the largest companies in the world. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg just made an announcement as we're streaming on his platform. Unbelievable. I mean, this guy, talk about just owning stuff. Said they're investing something like $50 billion into their own, data center and artificial intelligence. I mean, they've got the extra cash flow sitting around. I mean, these are companies that have so much cash, and they've made it all from advertising. They've made it all from advertising. That's where all their money's come from. So it works, friends. It works. It does work. Think about that for a second. It does work. Companies are spending big money out there on it. You have to figure out how to make it work for you, and we're kind of giving you a simple conversational blueprint, right? It's like, this is something that here within 30 minutes today, you've just gotten knowledge that can help you to develop an actual a paid ad strategy. And just to recap, it's to keep doing free content. It's to keep doing free content until you've dialed in your message. And I'm just going to give you some direct coaching, right? Because sometimes this isn't best for us to figure out on our own. That's why you're here. And so the best thing for you to do if you're new is to dial in your message on your free platforms first. Your Instagram, your Facebook, your YouTube. And again, your TikTok. You can repurpose that content. You create it for one platform, you can repurpose it and post it on the other platforms. You just create one short form video per day. Over your first 90 days, you're going to get some content that's the most popular content. You're going to have a video that goes viral, or 2 or 3. You're going to have videos that you can just see are more, they're just like catnip for your audience. Those are going to be the videos you're going to use in your ads. And you don't even have to recreate and make new videos. You'll just take that video and you can go and start running that on an advertising platform. And the other thing that you can do is you can take and you can advertise only to the people that come into your funnel. Just simply retargeting them, because we all know that, and this is there, I don't know how much data there is to back this up, but there's always been a saying that it takes 7 to 10 exposures for somebody to buy. And I believe that to be somewhat true. It's somewhere in there. The more that people see you, the more they feel that they know, like, and trust you, and the more that they'll buy. And one of the things that paid ads does when you're retargeting those people who have already seen your stuff is it makes you seem like you're everywhere. And the more that they go to these platforms and see you, the more that you become a trustworthy brand. Because of course you are. You're all over their social media feeds. Does this make sense? This is how to persuade. This is how to convert. This is how to get in front of people. This is how to do all of this by just creating something one time and then literally, repurposing and reusing that, and then even reusing the actual videos into paid ads. Why not? Get that in front of more people. One of the best things that you can get on a paid ad is not even always a sale. It can be a share. It can be people taking your paid ads and sharing them and making them go viral. It's wild, the compounding exposure that you can get if you utilize these platforms correctly. Ryan, we have an actual PDF handout. Can you grab the link and post it inside of the comments while I go over some housekeeping things for people to be aware of? There's going to be a link right down in the comments. We've got a handout for you. No opt-in, no information input required. You can just click the link, grab the handout, and put it to work. It recaps what we talked about in today's episode, and you can look for that down in the comments. Jalen, go ahead and put up our link for the mastermind. Many of you know that we've got our mastermind, Legendary Marketer Mastermind, coming up in Austin, Texas, January 31st. It is going to be a hoot and a holler, a line dancing. I'm going to be a line dancing scholar. All right, we're going to have, yes, line dancing lessons, possibly mechanical bulls, who knows, definitely cowboy boots and cowboy hats, incredible speakers, awesome parties, networking opportunities, and just flat out fun and a really impactful experience. This is happening literally starting this week, Friday. We're going to be in Austin, Texas. So by any chance, any means, if there's still tickets available, you can grab one and meet us in Austin, Texas on Friday. You can also go to legendarymarketer.com/enroll, and you can check out our challenges. You can check out our business blueprints. My friends, last but not least, if you would like a free accountability coaching call, you can go to legendarymarketer.com/dirty30, and we will spend 30 minutes with you getting down and dirty about the strategies you're using to show up in your business, hold yourself accountable, your business plan, give you clarity on that, help you to clarify your niche, and of course tell you about any programs that we think may help you inside of your business and journey right now. A lot of people are getting a lot of value from this call, and of course, if you take us up on other education. That's wonderful. That's not the only intent. It's to spend some time with you to make sure that you are clear and answer any questions that you have with some real certified badass coaches and mentors in our Bonnie King, our Eric Nelson, and Don Sargent. These are the three individuals running that program, and people are loving it. So if you want an opportunity to talk with one of those individuals, go to legendarymarketer.com/dirty30. It's absolutely free. Sign up for a 30-minute down and dirty strategy session about your business, and see what you can do there. Ryan, thanks for your time today, brother. We'll see you on Support 101 later. If you're in the blueprints, you can catch Ryan there. And anything else, my brother?
Nope, I don't have anything else to add. For anybody that's going to be coming to the mastermind this week, I'm looking forward to seeing you there. I'll be flying out on Wednesday. I do see some familiar names, but otherwise, no. Dave, I mean, thanks for having me on, man.
You're going to leave the assless chaps at home?
I was going to pick up a pair when I got there.
All right, that's fine. All right, buddy, we'll see you later.
All right, man.
All right, my friends, have a great day. You can meet us back here tomorrow for another episode, as always, of Wake Up Legendary. Maybe I'll be in the mobile office. Maybe I'll be in the inside office. Either way, it'll be a blast, my friends. Have a great day. Be legendary. We'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode. Get out of here. Peace.